Good night, everybody. Welcome back to Moments of Class. Tonight, we're going to present two experts. We're going to talk about a specific moment in cinema story. So, let's start. Welcome back, everybody. The scene I was talking about before is the scene from Titanic. You know which one. The flying scene with Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet. But first of all, I'm going to introduce the two experts. We've got here Marina Rosselló, which is an amazing fan of Titanic. An applause, please.
Hello.
And then we're going to introduce you to Berta Cereceda, which is a cinema critic. Welcome, Berta. Welcome, Marina. How are you tonight?
Welcome. Hi. Very excited.
Yeah, I see you. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to introduce the movie because I know you know the whole thing.
It's my favorite movie.
Okay, so as everybody knows, because this movie has been around for like 20 years now, this movie is about a romance. But not only that, it also follows the tragedy of Titanic. It was a real cruise that went from Southampton to New York. So, in this movie, we can see the romance between Jack and Rose, which them fall in love with each other. So that was the peak of the movie. So now we're going to talk about what do you think about this movie?
Oh, this movie. Like, it's my favorite movie ever. Titanic was just an iconic movie itself, but and its romantic story is so amazing, and I fell in love with the characters, with the plot, with the location, with all, and I love this movie so much, and I don't know, it's just so fantastic. Yes.
Okay. And you, Berta?
Well, it's an iconic movie because we have seen that it has been super important in nowadays and in this era, but I don't know, there are a lot of movies that are better than this one.
Okay. But the scene, you know which one?
Oh.
The flying scene, which everybody does in their daily life. What do you think that it's the most iconic thing of Titanic? Because everybody remembers this movie because of this scene, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think this scene is like the key of the movie. Everyone knows Titanic about this movement, this iconic scene where, I'm flying Jack. And it's the point that the scene itself, it's like the point of the movie that causes like an after and a before within the story of the characters. It's the moment where they fall in love. It's the first kiss between Jack and Rose, and from that moment, Jack and Rose, the relationship, like about the characters, it's going to be the main
Direction, you mean?
Yes, of the movie, and like this scene is the moment, like the big burst of its love romantic relationship. Yes.
This scene is an important scene because, as we can see, it has an emotive purpose, and everyone that has seen this movie gets attached with the protagonist because of that scene, because it's memorable, and with the soundtrack and everything, it makes it like the perfect scene movie. But let's be honest, if you cut this scene from the movie, it can work the movie as good as it does.
You mentioned the soundtrack.
Yes.
The song My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion is also an iconic song in the popular culture. So what do you think about the song? The picking of the song. Do you think it's good? Do you think it's accords to the scene?
Yes, it's like it's my favorite song, obviously. But yes, I think that kind of the song and the scene are connected. Everybody, like when you hear "My Heart Will Go On," the only scene of the movie that comes to your mind is the "I'm Flying Jack" scene.
Even though it's used in different scenes of the movie.
Yeah, but I think that you like connect directly to that scene. It's like, oh, my heart will go on, Rose, I'm flying, Jack. It all gets connected.
If you cut the soundtrack of that scene, anybody will know that the scene is called I'm Flying. Everyone knows that scene from the song. So I think it's the most important thing of that scene. Without the soundtrack, that scene wouldn't be anything.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that the purpose of this scene is to remember the soundtrack, not to remember the scene. Although it's also iconic scene because, as Marina said, it's the peak of the relationship between the two protagonists. So I think the soundtrack really has to do
because
with the movement of the movie.
There are other scenes in that movie that are more special and important, maybe, but you don't remember a lot because there are no soundtrack. But you remember the most this one because of the soundtrack that has in it.
Okay, Berta, you as an expert, do you know which is the origin of this scene? Why is like that?
Yeah, they got inspired by the memorial that it's in Washington for the Titanic because it happened in real life. A group of women made like a revolution because they wanted to put a statue representing the figure of the people who died there, and they made like a statue that it's equal as the I'm Flying scene in 1931, as we can see in this picture. So yeah, they picked it from there.
As iconic as this movie is, and also this scene, it has been recreated by a lot of TV shows. Yeah, we can see here Futurama, and also the kids show Phineas and Ferb. But not only that, but also the Lego Mark has been doing recreation of this, as also we can see here. But not only that, also in talk shows and TV shows like League of Gentlemen from the BBC too, and James Corden show. Okay, so we're going to show you now a video about James Corden and recreating this scene with Ariana Grande. Okay, have you seen these recreations before?
Yeah.
What do you think about them, Berta?
Well, they made like a lot of them, so I think that the scene itself lost the magic that it has because a lot of people don't remember this scene from the film because they remember it from people doing it in real life and in daily day. So they don't know that this scene is from that film, Titanic.
What do you think?
I disagree with you totally. Yes, this scene itself, I don't care that it's been recreated like 1,000 times, but this I think that keeps the movie alive, the scene alive, the characters all alive, and if people recreate it, maybe new generations or maybe kids that haven't seen this film. And they were between the boom of this movie. Now they can know it. They know this scene, and this keeps the movie alive. And also, for example, everyone has done this movement of this scene, the Jack and Rose. Everyone has imitated them. In boats, for example, if you go to a boat, the first thing that you do is like go there and imitate this scene, but also not in boats, in like every place that you can that has like a pointy. Everyone has done it. I mean, you understand, and this is like for this reason, I think that this movie and this scene has entered to our popular culture. And it's an iconic moment now. Everybody, even if you haven't seen the film, maybe you've done it, and you know, like, this is from Titanic. So this keeps the
Yeah, but it was an emotive scene, but then a lot of people recreating it. It makes it like a mocking scene. That maybe a lot of people are mocking the scene, and they don't know the background of this of that scene.
I know.
I
agree.
know that it's
to a certain point.
Yeah, it makes it cool that people still making it. But
yeah, do you mean that maybe the mystical or the magic of the scene disappears? Yeah, that may be true, but also it's what I said. That's true. It keeps the movie alive.
There's like a specific cruise that's called Pacific Jewels that has like this pointy structure in the front of the boat, and so people can take pictures there, but that's only, you have to pre-book.
Yeah, I've been there.
You've been there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Obviously, I'm a fan. I've been in that cruise.
You pre-booked to take a picture in the cruise?
Yes.
How much it costs?
It was expensive. Yeah.
Very expensive.
They are using,
I don't want to say it, but yeah.
They're using this scene to make money.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
But it was so nice experience.
There's a lot of people like you, Marina, that love this movie.
Yes.
And we'd die to go to a cruise and recreate this. There has been also a lot of couples that go to the front of the cruises, so they can propose to each other and do the thing
romantic.
like Jack and Rose. So
yeah.
we have seen a lot of recreations in TV shows, random people around the world, but also we have here the recreations from the own protagonists of Titanic, Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet. So we're going to show a video now to the public.
Take your hands off and I've got you.
What am I supposed to do?
Take both hands off. I've got you. Both hands off. Wide. Wide.
Jack! I feel like I'm flying!
Kate, do you trust me?
You jump, I jump, right?
I would get really nervous.
Yeah, I remember.
Can we do the thing we always did every day, the thing that made me feel safe?
Does it make you emotional, Marina, to see the protagonists recreating the scene years after?
Yes, because they're my Kate and my Leo, and it's so nice. They after all these years, they still have this connection with each characters, and they want to keep it alive, like all of us.
At the end of the day, this film was the film that made them go to fame, so they have it in their hearts. And they can't forget this film.
Okay, so thank you so much, girls, for coming to my show. It has been a pleasure.